Quickly in this video, we want to talk about the formula for wealth. Formula for wealth. In studying wealthy people after I failed in my first business, after my first business failed, and I needed to look at it, okay, what is really the formula for wealth, formula for success? How can I get to the top? Which I need to first mention that getting to the wealthy place, becoming wealthy is a journey. It is not, and that's why many people remain average, many people will remain poor, because they are looking for a get-rich quick scheme. They are looking for a shortcut to the wealthy place. Fine, there are shortcuts, but most of those shortcuts usually cut the life of people short. And that's why you don't have to go in that route. When you have a formula, you have a pathway, which if only you can apply consistently and diligently, before you know it, you are on your pathway to the wealthy place. So what is it? What is this formula for wealth? It is a 4-step process, and you are to apply it, you and I have to apply it diligently and consistently to our life, not comparing ourselves with others. The Bible says they comparing themselves with themselves, they are not wise. So it is your own path, and you should just walk your own path. So what is it? Number one, the demand for what you do. You will never become wealthy if there is no demand for what you are doing. Whether a business or the career or the skill that you have, if there is no demand for it, because money flows in the path of demand. Whatever people are demanding for, that is where cash flows. That's why we call it cash flow. That is where cash flows, because there's demand. There's demand for food. That's why people who sell food, they are always what? That's why you see someone like Dangote selling sugar, selling salt. Why? Because he believes that people will eat. At a point, selling flour, selling spaghetti. Why? Even the richest man in Africa, he had the understanding of that concept of demand for what you do. For instance, you see people in the tech industry in this 21st century doing what? They are selling. Why? Because there's demand for what they're doing. So the demand for what you do, once there is a demand, high demand, then you can be rest assured that you can't be poor. But you don't remain there. You move to the second stage, to the second step, which is how well you do that thing. How valuable you are. How well you do. How well I do what I do. Because many people are doing the same thing. But the matter is, what makes you to stand out? If you are a go-to person in an industry, then you can be rest assured that majority, a large chunk of the money in that industry will flow to you. I hope you understand. So how well you do it, if you are doing it like every other person, then you will only be scrambling for the market share. While the people at the top, the people who do what they are doing well, they remain, they will stand out. I will give you an example. In the accounting industry, accounting and audit industry, for instance, we call 4 firms the Big Four. The Big Four, because they do it well. The likes of the KPMG, PwC, Akintola Williams and Deloitte, and Ernst & Young, those are the Big Four. So when it comes to that, they do it well. There are certain names that when we mention, when it comes to automobile, for instance, you mention Benz, you mention Toyota, you mention Honda, because they do what they are doing well. They are different from other cars. Some other cars, I'm not talking about Lamborghini now, but they do what they are doing well. When we talk about mobile phones as well, we know there's a difference between Samsung and other products. There's a difference between iPhone and other products. They stand out. That is number 2. That is step number 2. Number 1, the demand for what you do. Number 2, how well you do it. Number 3, the difficulty in replacing you. That is competence and excellence. You take your work, you take your business, you take your skill, you take your career to another level entirely. You take it to another level. That is it. For instance, it will be difficult replacing Facebook. That's why Mark Zuckerberg will continue to be at the top there. Why? It is difficult. It is difficult replacing Amazon. It is difficult replacing Tesla. I hope you understand the difficulty in replacing. So in your industry, how difficult it is to replace you. If you can easily be replaceable, then at best you will be average. That's why you must continually strive to become your best, either in your industry, in your business, in your career, or whatever place you find yourself. Strive to always be the best. Improve daily, and money will always flow to you. What is number 4? Number 4 is how well you scale it. How well you scale it. When we talk about scaling, we are talking about how well you commercialize it. If you are the only person that can do that thing, you only have 24 hours. But there's a way you can commercialize it, that you can engage people, you can employ people, and they begin to do that thing. So rather than you, let's say for instance, you are a career person, you are a freelancer, and you are getting jobs as, let's say, maybe $20 per hour. If you really want to make more money, you can engage people that you could be paying $5 per hour, or let's say $7 per hour. While, for instance, if you now have like 10 people working for you, which means you are paying them $7 per hour, or let's say $7 per hour, and you are collecting $20 per hour from your clients. So if you have, let's say, 10 staff, what have you done? Which means per staff you are collecting $13 on 10 staff, making how much? Making $130 per hour, as opposed to only you doing that thing. How well you scale it. I hope with this video I've been able to help out to enlighten us on the formula for wealth, that if only we follow these paths, then we'll see ourselves getting to the wealthy place. It may take time, but with consistency, with resilience, with persistence, with perseverance, with endurance, eventually we'll get there. If this video has helped you, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel if you are yet to subscribe. Share it with anyone that you know it will help as well. Till we meet in our next video, stay blessed.